Rems Gems Podcast, episode 19, the grand finale. All right, this is it, the final episode of season 1. It was a very successful one.
Well, not for everybody.
Yeah, I guess it's time to address the elephant in the room.
I don't want to talk about it.
Reid with the first ever of the year, 0-5.
We made a promise.
Yeah.
And, 0-5.
It was a bad time to go 0-5. It was the first time we made a bet against each other on our picks of both of us going against Dad. And
how did that work? Because I still haven't seen the 100. I thought the 100 was going to come my way, and then I was going to slide it to you. Did he just bypass me and pay you?
The middleman wasn't necessary.
I know, but I wanted it for show at least.
Yeah.
There's too much technology these days. The money was sent, right? I was texting you guys. I didn't know who
was
already winning.
It was finished by Sunday, and so entering Christmas Day, I'm like, hey, let me bet that 100. So I took it. I did two separate.
Well played.
I did an NBA parlay and I did an NFL parlay. I win both first legs, and I'm
Started off.
it is about to be a Christmas miracle. And then LeBron wanted to blow a 19.5-point lead at halftime with the spread in about a minute too. For the record, that game
They got outscored by 30 in the third.
Yeah, blink of an eye. I'm like,
Luka
okay,
Doncic.
that's fun. So. That 100 came and went, and now it was donated. So no one really got it.
Donated to DraftKings.
No one really got it, but it's fine. So, this is it. And for the purpose of the contest, the way it works, you have to enter in 80 picks, and you take 1 week off. You have to take a bye week. In this contest, they don't allow picks the final week of the season because everyone's resting players and all of that, playoff implications. And so we were forced to take our bye this week as the final week.
We have to make public that we forgot about that rule because we're Remelards.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a row.
But last year, we
It
ended up
helped.
cashing, and
Yeah,
it
it
helped
helped.
us. So we kind of forgot and swept it under the rug.
Yeah, last year we went 5-0 in the final week. We didn't know it was the final week, and we go 5-0 and we shoot up the money, and I don't remember what we made, like 5,000 last year maybe,
Yeah,
like
I
1,000
forget.
each. We're all pumped, and I think we just forgot about it because it helped us. And if it had hurt us in that final week, we would have never forgotten that. We would have been stewing on that all off season.
So now all year 2023, I have to remember my 0-5.
Yeah, but who are we even going to be in
I
this
wasn't
one
relevant.
next year?
That's the
I'm
question.
I'm looking at
I don't think they deserve my business, honestly.
the Circa one, the Survivor pool. Did you hear what happened there about the guy?
Drama.
One guy.
Story.
There's one guy. Quick story. That it's $6.1 million. Right? There were what 6,000 people.
6.9. 6.9
million.
Yep.
Okay, but there were like 6,000 people in
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
There was an overlay. They had to pick 2 games, one for Christmas Day, and the next day started a new week, and you had to pick Christmas Day.
Yep.
Long story short, there's 4 people left. One guy had, who did he have that won? He had Minnesota. And Minnesota won, and the 3 other people had Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So he was 20 seconds away from winning the whole thing.
6.9 million. He was 20.
20 seconds.
Yep.
The next day, he takes Miami. So he loses.
Against the Packers.
And he was up.
The other people.
Then Tua gets the concussion.
Yeah.
Tua was, I heard this on the way over today. Tua was 9 for 12 for 3 touchdowns?
Every play.
Then he gets hurt and he throws 3 picks. And the coach, no one is even saying anything about a concussion.
Yeah, he averaged like 21 yards per play before that hit, and then afterwards he averaged like 4 yards per play.
And he
per
was
pass.
throwing it right. So
Yeah.
you knew,
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
You could see like 2 drives in, like, all right, Miami's going to be putting up points.
Tua's going to have
Right.
some serious brain issues.
Oh, he
after-
might not,
How do you put him back out there if you're really conscientious
Right.
of the concussions and
Right.
all of that? It's like you're going to put him out there. He's going to be, I don't know. He's
gonna
not
be
going to be able to walk.
a zombie.
We have some friends in Florida, the Tenhave brothers, that are climbing the walls on
Yeah.
they're talking about switching teams. They are free
know what to
agents.
do.
You never heard
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. back to the Survivor contest quickly.
Yeah.
The other people, 2 of them had Tampa Bay that night, who needed overtime to survive Arizona.
right.
And then the other one had Chargers, which was sort of a comfortable win.
So there's
but
3 people left.
the 3 people who all had the Steelers are the only 3 remaining.
Right.
Now,
Wouldn't you be hedging?
Yes.
Wouldn't you be going to the casino? Because this guy that lost, he was splitting with a partner, and his partner hedged, and he didn't. So
The
he
one
got
who lost.
nothing. The one who lost.
I didn't know
he's
that.
He's a pro poker player from Dallas, and he could have gotten the money. The other guy only raised, I think, like 75,000.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous because
Right.
you could put yourself in a position where you're guaranteed $1 million.
If you learn anything from our podcast, you can't go broke taking a profit, right?
Yeah.
So if you hedge, these 3 guys this weekend should be.
Oh my God! Or if
Right?
you did like an in-game hedge where they're leading by 6 in the fourth quarter, you can get like 2-1, 3-1 at that point.
You gotta find
Yeah.
your spot to hedge.
You could continue to keep hedging throughout the game, and it's guaranteed money because the more you bet, the more you win, and you could get a line of credit. And
Right, that's what I
is
said.
sad.
Mike Palm said the circle would have given 100,000.
Yep. But you could have gone right next door. It's go
Right,
to the
well,
Superbook
that's the other
afterwards.
thing. Yeah, you go to different casinos.
Oh my God, that's one where I'm sorry, I'm going to miss Christmas at home. I'm going to be out at the casino
Yeah, right.
placing big bets for all of us.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
The thing I don't like about that contest is they say 6 entries per person.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard there's quite a few people that have huge money that are like, okay,
Yeah.
my wife, my
Yep.
kids, and I'm putting them all under
How do you
my umbrella.
avoid it?
Yeah,
though?
you can't. There's
Exactly.
no way of.
Yeah. There's no way to dodge that. It's like these guys setting up accounts as well. I don't know if you remember a guy on DraftKings. He did the golf tournament, and he had his wife's entry that won.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
put it on Twitter that the wife's entry
Yep.
won, and then he almost didn't get the money because
Yep.
of that. But
Well, that's how DraftKings, the actual daily fantasy, got ruined.
Yeah.
NBA,
Oh, yeah.
NFL, because people put in 50 teams.
I can't do
It's
those.
not fun.
I can't do those
Right.
pools that have like 50 entry max anymore because it's like, okay, I'm going against a guy who has
You're going against a
500
computer
entries.
at that point.
Yeah, it really is. It is what it is. But I still do them. I'll never stop doing those. So for our contest purposes, the year is over. We will go over our team standings now. We'll put up a visual, but you finished up the rear. You're 2-3 weekly. It was good as gold. You going 2-3.
If you notice, I have new glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the eye doctor, and he says, he's like, how can you even see the picks that you're making?
Yeah, maybe you were taking the opposite team you wanted to.
And there's been, I think that maybe my eyesight could have been the problem.
Even if you took the opposite teams, you still wouldn't have cashed, though.
Maybe your
record
pluses
wasn't
were
just-
minuses.
I
Your record
just,
wasn't
the
so bad.
headache, the vision blurriness. I'm not one to make excuses. Everyone knows that.
38 and 42.
Oh, God.
47%.
If you
Under
include
500.
Juice, you got killed this year.
Yep.
Yep.
Reid, you
But
were.
my player props are still. Oh, and I didn't tell you guys this one. I found a ticket for San Diego, for LA, 10 wins, over 10. So if they win their next 2,
Yeah.
Who do
there's
they
one
got?
in.
Do you know?
They have
got-
9 wins now.
Right.
Yeah, so you just need one to push.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I think they might get 2.
Yeah.
They play a real crap team this week.
We can
the
go over
Texans?
it
Yeah.
when we dive in. Back to the standings. Reid 42 and 38, 53%.
Yeah.
Eh,
I would have
questionable there, but yeah, a couple miss entries, a couple
Right.
forgot to put my picks in,
Thursday,
and yeah.
Plus the big 0 and 5.
Even
How do
if I
you
went
finish the
5-0,
year 0 and 5?
It's horrible.
it's
I
tough
hate
to
it.
come
Dude, Let me
back.
tell you, I was at the in-laws watching those games too, and like, who
Yeah.
do you have? And I'm like, oh.
Man,
I'm like, this guy married my daughter. He's saying, is that what he's saying?
What were they? I would tell you right now, Seahawks had every opportunity to cover 9.5.
oh, for sure.
They
but
lost by 17, but they kept getting to the goal line. Gino was throwing picks in the end zone.
I did feel like every time red zone would switch to him, it was a 4th down stop that they didn't get.
Yeah.
I think they went 0 for 4, 0 for 5 on
I
4th
wouldn't
downs.
be. I don't know the numbers, but I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle had more yards than them in that game.
Interesting.
I have to. May I?
Yeah. feel
And
free.
then the Browns up 7-0 in bad weather game. I'm like, I thought that was enough. All of a sudden, I see it's 10 set. What was it? 17-10. And Deshaun,
Yeah, that was the worst game of the year.
that game was horrible.
The fact that you actually, I don't know if you did, but the fact that you bet real U.S. currency on that game, that was like what racing of pigs and choosing which one's going to go. Like,
the Browns had playoff. Like, they needed that game.
I understand, but the weather, it was not
They
even a
needed every
football
game.
game.
I know, but I thought Chubb was going to run wild.
It truthfully was all handicapping out the window of that game. Who's going to turn it over? It was.
Take the home team minus 2.5.
It didn't feel like a football game.
I agree.
That was a bad pick.
Yeah, you could have bought tickets 50-yard line right before the game, front row, $150.
There's no worse pick than the Jets. Let's just adjust the elephant.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Zach Wilson.
Very hard to watch.
Done.
Yep, he will not be playing for the Jets anymore.
Nope.
I wonder if he'll ever be playing in the league. Seriously.
He's inactive now. Joe Flacco's the backup. Finishing out the standings, the girls team with us also went 42-38, so 53%.
You got beat by the girls. Good job.
I took the crown amongst this podcast, 45-35, 56%, aka profit is 55%, so profitable for those of you who
It's
trust
like
it.
being the best
You
looking.
made a penny.
It's like being the best looking leper.
And then we have one entry that's still alive, not through us, but we live vicariously through our friend Stevie Cupa, who is
Oops.
50-25 with him and his buddy. That is 67%.
Wow.
Good for 33rd out of how many people are in this? 4,000?
Yeah.
33rd. That's very, very impressive.
Tried getting him on here a couple of times. He was
Yeah,
a
it
little
was
camera
tough.
shy.
He's camera shy.
No, it was just tough timing. But we said we were going to have him on the last week. It's just we didn't necessarily know this would be the last week.
Until a few minutes ago.
Well, they're also smart and they put in their picks right before kickoff.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
We put in our picks
Yeah.
like
6 days before.
7 days before
Yeah.
the lines are even out.
It's a real
Getting
sweat.
the worst lines on the side of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
But it was well worth it.
It was fun.
We had fun.
It was fun. And I mean,
Had a
it
ball.
it was the first year in the last 3 years we haven't cashed. Bad timing
I
for us
know.
to start
You know
a
what?
podcast,
Isn't
but it
that
is what it
something?
is. Yeah.
It
Isn't
was
that
fun.
something? Because when we first started this, I'm like, I'm going to run this table and
47% later.
right.
Yeah.
Right?
I was thinking we didn't prep totally, but worst beat of the year, I think would have to be that Patriots.
No, oh, you think so?
Was it Patriots Jets?
It
when
was the
Pats
Jets game.
returned the kickoff.
Oh, that one?
Returned
Ooh.
the
No,
punt.
for me,
I thought it was
Jets,
the
Cleveland.
Jets, Cleveland.
Oh, that is the
for
worst
me.
beat.
Yes,
Okay.
the 14 points in a minute 50. And
Yes, with Flacco.
Wow.
I've lost 50 pounds and I've gotten 40%, 47% right.
Yeah.
I lost more
More
weight
weight.
than I got percentage wins.
That is
God.
impressive.
Man.
Sad.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of, we'll go through, leans this week just for the people of, we're not putting in contest picks, but we'll still be betting. So we'll go through that. In terms of the future, though, I think let's see what sports books are offering contests next year.
Yeah.
We'll be out. We love the DraftKings one
Especially-
before
yeah.
because we were first to the party. There was a
Right.
big overlay. Now they lowered the buy-in, and we just see, okay,
We need
this is
we
not
need a bigger buy-in. I think DraftKings. if
this
they'll-
pool now moving forward. It's cheeks.
Yes.
Will you be able to
It is
join
cheap.
Fanatics if they have one? Or
I don't think I could do it. I'm sure I could still talk about it and stuff like that, but there's no way I'd be able
I
to do
couldn't
it.
do
'Cause
the one at the Nugget.
what
when
if I
was working
win
there.
and then it's like, congratulations to the Fanatics employee who
Yeah.
won? There's just no way. So, but if they do, I would love to still talk about it and you guys do the picks and go from there.
Oh, I will
But,
say, kind of similar. The Foxwoods Sportsbook was really nice. I went there on Friday.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Super
How'd you
cool.
do? I didn't even hear. Todd said you got killed, but I heard no.
Killed.
Oh, okay.
But I will do one
John
quick.
told me.
I don't get if I'm with Ange, I'm not getting killed at the
Yeah.
casino. She's very responsible. But I will say, Pie Gal High Roller Room, 50 min. Andrew's not impressed. I'm like, let's just play one. So we each play a hand. It's 50, 5 on the bonus, whatever. Empty table. I get 2s and 10s.
I don't know, Pie Guy.
It's a decent pie
A
guy
lot of our
hand.
viewers will know.
Solid hand.
I'm pumped with it. It's a 7 out of 10. So Ange gets Ace King 4s or something. Dealer flips 5s and kings.
Double loser.
Dealer double loser. He looks at me, has the audacity to say, "You should go to the lower pie out limit room." And I told Kyle, I was like, he's lucky I'm not with the boys. I would have been calling everyone, come to this table.
It's
We
like
are-
Marty the dealer from Vegas Vacation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. JJ
You know how
500.
bad I wanted to be like, Ange, go upstairs. I need to go back to this table and set this man straight.
Yeah,
But-
is funny. He just
I hope no one
face.
throws a drink on you in Vegas. Like,
Okay, we're not letting out all my deepest, darkest secrets here.
That
Can we
beats.
get
That beats.
Do you want me to tell some stories about you? I got plenty.
All right.
Oh,
well,
man.
yeah. What happens at the casino stays at the
Right.
casino
Yeah.
until you're on the pod.
Yeah. Mom showed a picture. She's got a picture on that frame you got of me outside. Follow the money.
She sent
Circa,
it to
yeah.
Todd.
doing the-
where I'm
double
where I'm out
piece.
where I'm up in front of. And I remember banging on the window, and they looked over, and I'm waving at them.
They're like live on
who's,
TV.
Yeah, who the hell is this?
I thought
lunatic?
going
Security.
Yeah.
there, going there, and also going to that other casino before the Circa was even built. When they had Follow the Money there,
Yeah,
that was
gold.
super cool.
Yeah,
It's the
South
gold.
Point.
South
South Point.
Point. Yeah, it's a nice one. It's under
I
the
like
radar.
that casino.
So
Me
under the
too.
radar.
It's
Just
underrated.
off the strip.
and it's near where the Raiders play. I mean,
Yeah.
on that, where no one's going that way.
That's the positive. You're getting the less traffic.
Yeah.
Like when you get out of the game, every person's racing to go to the strip, and you're like, I'm going to go that way. All right, well, let's go into this week's games just briefly. Any games that you guys love, anything that sticks out to you? 2 headline notes I have. Derek Carr not playing anymore for contractual reasons. He's going to be sitting out. He will be gone from Vegas. Any predictions on who they bring in?
Jimmy G or Tommy B.
Okay, the only reason I'm going to question that is I believe last week you told me Jimmy G to the Jets.
Yep. I'm going. Jimmy
Can't
G's
play
going.
for two
Well,
teams.
no, he's going to go where one of his ex-coaches, Salah, it was there.
Yeah.
From Frisco, and now with this happening,
all right.
he had McDaniel from there,
Yeah, it's a decent point.
or
so.
he could go to Miami, where the guy was the offensive coordinator.
What about New Orleans?
I
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't. Do you want to go to New Orleans?
I've been
It's
wondering
a fun city. They have a nice
Oh
casino.
yeah. Oh yeah. But
why am I drawing a name on crab cakes? The New Orleans quarterback,
Tatum, Andy Dalton.
Winston?
Jameis Winston.
Winston.
What happened?
Right.
Is that the most just? That is a
Cracked his
Kawhi
back.
Leonard
Yeah.
type of situation of like,
Right.
okay, so he's
No.
just like
Load
hurt.
management?
Yeah.
No,
I
it was
mean,
his back. They
yeah.
said he had a broken.
So
I
is he
love him
done?
out there. He
Yeah.
covers it. He
he
swings
was.
it.
Yeah, he was firing away.
So that's why I wonder if they're sticking with him. But
Someone brought up a point too. Maybe trade Mac Jones to the Raiders.
do they want him?
That's what I said. I go, what do you know?
It's like
What do you get, a bag of chips
Right?
for him?
all right, this week's games outside of that. Dallas, the Tennessee-Jacksonville game decided the final week of the season, so they're sitting everyone this week. That probably makes sense why the spread is now up to 12. Dallas giving 12 on the road. Tough
Yeah,
game Thursday.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Just load up on. I mean, the Cowboys. seem like a
Jacksonville's
good
still
play,
giving 4.5 to Houston.
Teams that have nothing to play for, though, sometimes surprise you.
I
for
would.
sure.
I would make this recommendation the next 2 weeks for people. Teams that have nothing to play for, the overs in those games, because the defense have shut it down. Like Denver. Remember, we were wondering when Denver's defense was going to
Yeah.
shut it down.
Yeah, they
We
shut it
found
down.
out. We found
50
out.
burger.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's going to start happening to some defenses. They're going to be like, and offenses always want to score,
Yeah.
but defense don't always want to tackle if your contract's up or whatever. And
Yep. That 33
All the
pool.
backup players are gonna for offense are
Right.
gonna want to score.
Right.
The 33 pool that I'm in, it was lowest score, probably, or lowest score of the season, lowest scoring team takes the remaining pool, and I had Rams, and I'm like, hey, they're right there with
Right.
Denver. Let's
Yeah.
let Denver win by 20, and now Rams put up a 50 burger to say,
Baker
yes,
the goat.
yeah, we're done with that. So, game of the week. Never thought in my life I would say this. Carolina Panthers against Tampa Bay. It's a huge game for the playoffs.
Carolina
But I
destroyed
disagree with
them.
you.
There's a bigger game.
Cincinnati Buffalo.
Yeah, for the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, that
Okay. I think playoff implications is more. I would rather watch a game winner gets into the playoffs than I would
I agree.
for the 1 seed.
A
'Cause,
team in,
okay,
a team out, rather than both these teams are
we're
going
the
to see in the
2.
playoffs.
It's fine versus.
It's still a sick game, though. I mean,
It
wouldn't
is
you
a-
rather watch Buffalo?
I just think that other game's going to be. This game's going to be 9-6.
Yeah, probably no touchdown.
Is that game on prime time?
Yeah, it's got to be.
January
They've been
2nd. Yeah,
flexing
Monday
a bunch
night.
of
Yeah, it's
stuff.
Monday night.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday
because
night.
I was gonna say if it's on at 1, then there's
Yeah,
no
Red
point in
Zone,
watching Red
yeah.
Zone because it's going to show every play from that. So,
I'm assuming the Tampa Bay line can't be more than 3.5.
It's
they,
3.
It's 3.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think the wrong team's favored.
Carolina's
Carolina's
super
got heart.
sneaky. It's
What have they done since they've gotten rid of their coach, their
I've
best
taken
running
Mike
back,
Evans to
and
score a
their
touchdown the last
quarterbacks?
5 weeks. Mike Evans, their line doesn't give him enough time. All they can do is throw screens to Godwin. I feel like I know the Buccaneers offense like I know the back of my hand.
They
They're
activated
horrible.
their center today.
I don't
Jensen?
know
Is it
if
gonna be that
one
big of a
person
difference?
can
He's all
make a
pro.
difference.
Mike Evans now 10 games in a row without a touchdown.
Really?
10 games. I went and
I
looked.
think you're faster than Leonard Fournette, too. I don't know if you've noticed him out there.
I've been working out a little bit.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I saw him out there. He literally just slow-mo.
2 more games that I think interesting playoff implications. Minnesota Vikings against Green Bay. Green Bay is giving 3 and a hook right now. Isn't that interesting? Green Bay is, I don't know their record. I think it's still a losing record, maybe
Yeah.
500. They are giving 3.5 against a team that's what? Minnesota
10-3.
10-3, yeah, around there. Like,
I like the Packers.
remarkable. I like Packers too. I would love to get into
I like
3.
the Vikings just because of the fact that
It's so, yeah.
It's weird. That's a weird one.
At some point, does Minnesota start in that locker room to feel disrespected by odds makers? Because you know all these players
Right.
know the
Of course
spreads.
they do.
And
Of course they
are
do.
you like, what's, look
Right.
at our record here,
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. If that's 3, I feel better with Green Bay. If it's 3.5, I might honestly lean Minnesota. Very tough game. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, 2.5. Don't know. Lamar's still out. I would,
Yeah.
So I would go Pittsburgh on the road.
they have to win it. They have to win out and hope other people lose.
Give me
Pittsburgh
the team
have
with
a
something to
chance,
play
yeah.
for
I
there.
took Pip.
Team
What
with
about
something
the
to play
Pats?
for.
What are you thinking about the Pats?
What's the Pats number?
3.
Patriots giving 3 at home against Miami.
Teddy B's quarterback.
Teddy Bum.
Teddy Bum. I love Teddy.
I do too.
Personally, I think Teddy's very under the radar.
I don't think he's got the arm strength though to go deep to Hill. They're going to have to
They
go
might just
underneath.
throw screens though, and Hill will take it 80 yards or Waddle.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's.
What do you think of that game?
I
You're
went
not-
0-5 last
what do you
week.
guys
The
I
think?
Patriots?
I
I
think
don't
that-
know. I've taken the Patriots back-to-back weeks. I felt like they were going to get there. I thought they were very trap spot against Bengals, and well, they should have covered weren't with a missed
should've
extra
won.
point.
Oh, come on. Cincinnati fell asleep. They were up 22-0.
I know, but if you told me it came down to an extra point, I would feel pretty good that Patriots are going to hit it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just saying the way the game played out. We had a friend there at the game, and I texted him, "You should be leaving by halftime. Beat the traffic."
He was
Right.
cold.
22-0. Yeah, and it was very.
Who was that?
James Donovan.
The Dunny.
Good. The Dunny, as
It's
we
hard
call
for
him.
me coming off 0-5 to be hearing these numbers, by the way. So I need
Yeah.
to. I can't even think about the NFL right now.
Well, you should be thankful.
My
that they
future bets were the Packers to beat the Patriots in the finals.
had to have been a million
A
to
million to
one.
one, but I was. This was a bad year for me.
Hey, it still can happen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
If Pats win out.
It was like I'm telling
imagine
you,
if that
it was
were-
like 500 or 1,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Patriots are like 11 to 1 to make the
500,
playoffs right now, so they need a lot of help. I think it was 11 to 1.
No,
or,
they just got to win out.
no.
Yeah.
Well, then it's plus 650 minus 1100 is what it was. So
But
six
they
and a
have
half
to
to
beat
1.
Miami and they're already underdogs by
They got
10.5 next week.
Yeah,
to
but if
Buffalo.
Buffalo gets
That's
in
the
with-
look-ahead line.
That's the question.
If
which
Buffalo
right.
wins this week, would they? I don't.
I don't think so. If that's the line, I don't think so.
If Buffalo wins, they want to play for the number 1. They
Yeah.
want to stay with it. If they lose, then Kansas City will
Can
have the
overtake.
game up. Yeah, so it'll be.
It would be fun, though. It's just really, really frustrating that the Patriots, truthfully, should be right there. Just have to win one of the next 2. If it wasn't for Vegas and that, give us one of those 2 games. One of them. But
They still
coaching.
haven't. The only team they've beaten with a starting quarterback is Green Bay. And when Green Bay was terrible. Oh, no, and Detroit. But everyone else was hurt for Detroit when they played them that game.
yeah.
But everyone else has been.
Detroit also went for it on like 19.
Oh, and they lost to Green Bay.
downs.
That's right, they lost.
Yeah,
So
but we had our
Detroit's-
backup. We had
I
Zappy.
know. Okay, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying the only team they've beaten is Detroit. Right?
Trivia question, or just yes or no answer. Is Matt Patricia the worst coach in the NFL?
Well, who's been saying that since week 1?
I honestly will give
Honestly,
you that. I will-
Broncos-
I
The
will
one
give you
thing
that.
I got right.
The
on
Broncos
this
coach was
podcast.
pretty bad.
Ex-Broncos coach because he just got
Ex-Broncos
canned.
coach.
There's no way that they can
But
Patricia.
he was a head coach.
Yeah.
You can't can him because he's not getting paid.
Yeah.
He's working for free.
Well, he's running a net negative on that deal,
Right?
even if it's free. All right, are we ready for the last Rems Gems of the year? Everyone, I'll go first. I have no problem giving out my pick.
You might have to fade mine, not to be negative, but I'm cold right now. You gotta know when you're hot. You gotta know when you're cold. You lose with that pie gal hand. I'm just on a little cold streak. It's gonna come around. Get me into March Madness. Oh, I can't give up my college basketball winner tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be too late. If you'd like to, just for the sake of it.
For my rep, no, I don't want to.
It's funny. I was watching the podcast the other day about you and. You were talking about the Thursday game was going to be such a winner.
That was the start of.
Who was the game? What was the game that you just? Was it the Jets?
Jags.
Yeah. And the Jets.
Trevor Lawrence, first play, fumble.
Yeah.
Jets get it.
Zach Wilson being a favorite, you'll never see it again in NFL history. I don't care if he's playing for the 49ers.
Dude, they brought in some Canadian Football League guy that looked like Taysom Hill. I thought he was going to make a comeback. If Joe Flacco starts, they win that game. Next question.
Maybe. I don't dispute that. My Rems Gem of the week, the finale, the grand finale. It is your shirt. The Chargers giving 6.5 against the Rams. Rams, after dropping a 50 burger, are sitting there. They're all happy, but still nothing to play for. Time to come back to earth against a team that is fighting for their life here. So Chargers win big, 35-14 final.
Bengalis. I've been riding them, and they've been doing it.
They cover every week.
Every week, all they do is cover. I know it's.
Well,
What's the?
They're playing Buffalo.
What's the Redskins or the Commanders line?
Are you
going back
looking
on?
to?
I might have to end with Carson, where it all began.
Jeez, I like that.
They are giving 2 against Cleveland. You've taken Cleveland like 6 weeks in a row, and now you're jumping ship.
Jeez.
Oof. God, everyone's gonna be on the Commanders. Browns.
All right.
Browns.
That
down
is
with the ship.
on par for your 0-5 week.
Wow, that line is crazy because the Commanders need to win. Books are going to make some money if the Browns come in. Browns.
Yeah.
Check mark.
Hey,
Anti-public
I just
play.
want to say I had a ball doing this. I want to say thank you to Howard
For
and
sure.
Berman
Thank you, Howard,
for
yeah.
The
this.
goat.
You were the goat, and
We tried to bring laughs, winners,
Right.
vibes.
No matter what,
Right.
you can't knock us for being transparent because
Right.
no
We're
matter
honest.
what, we come in with the bag on our
Right.
face. We come in. We
Right.
admit when we're wrong. When we're wearing the dunce cap like this week, thinking we had another week, we're wearing it.
Right.
We're as genuine as you can get.
We started early in the podcast with like Vegas stories and cool, like how we connected to the sports book, how you're with Fanatics. I used to be with the Nugget. You're just a friendly square.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna.
Rebel.
I think we're gonna come into next season with some good stories.
Yeah, we have to.
Post wedding
The wedding,
Vegas.
yeah, the
Like
wedding.
we'll have some good laughs for that.
Yeah, my
season.
dad's not here. He's still in Vegas.
Didn't make it
Yeah,
home.
Right. Make it
we
home.
do need to find a pool. Not that DraftKings anything wrong, but just
Yeah.
if you have a low buy-in like that, that's not really what
You
we
want a
do.
bigger buy-in, especially when it's 17 weeks long. It's like, okay, well, for the $250 buy-in, that's how much is that each week? $20 a week, basically. Is that?
No, it's less. It's like $12.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't believe none of us went
sir,
5-0
no.
either. That's the first year that
Yeah.
Your math might be wrong. 15.
Oh, it's time to go.
It's
Okay.
time to go. Cue
It's so
the
rude. The first time that
I
ever
know.
happened.
I left it
Keep
on.
it on for the podcast for the disrespect.
Hey, I'm on the podcast. We're talking live to a Miami Dolphins fan.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank
Later,
you guys.
time to cue closing time.
All right, no
Thank you, everyone.
Happy New Year.